Hi there, welcome back to True Gooner. And in this video here, we have a hangout here with Steve. How are you doing, Steve?
Yeah, not so bad, mate, not so bad.
Oh, good, good. And tonight in this video, we're going to be discussing two topics. Firstly, the whole win, which was a relief after about a week. And then we'll be discussing, of course, the massive upcoming fixture tomorrow away at Bayern Munich. So, first of all, what were your thoughts on the game of the weekend, the whole game? Did you think we did all right, or how do you think we did?
I think we did okay. I mean, obviously we got the win. It was a bit of a struggle, wasn't it? We seemed to be very wasteful in front of goal. I mean, we had quite a few opportunities before we actually managed to score. And on another day, that's given us a handball, wasn't it? So, sort of one of those. It was debated about. It wasn't a deliberate handball, so it could have been quite easy to disallow that, and then a last-minute penalty. So again, it was sort of a bit of a struggle, but we did get there in the end.
Yeah, definitely. It was so important that we did get the win. I thought Arsenal were going to come out the blocks firing, but we just didn't seem to, and we were a bit sloppy at the back. And this whole team, they were a lot more organised, don't you think? Don't you think it's a much better whole team now than it was a month ago?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they had that win over Liverpool, didn't they? So their confidence was up. They did give us quite a few opportunities from some poor play at the back, but Hull could have got a couple of goals because there's one attempt which went straight across our box, and they were like inches away from. So, we got away with it and we won the game, and it gives us a win going into the Barcelona game.
Yeah, definitely.
Bayern Munich game. So I was just watching Barcelona getting stuck at
the moment. Oh yeah, I can't believe that. Yeah. And we finished above PSG in the group, so yeah.
They're looking amazing now. Yeah. We haven't got them.
Oh yeah, well we've dealt with them. So now, of course, it comes to the next test now, Bayern Munich. Now, how are you feeling into this? Do you think we can do it this time? What are your thoughts?
I don't know. I say it before every game now. It depends which Arsenal team turns up. If it's the one that plays quick, attacking, positive football, but if we get into this sort of slow, defensive, careless play, I mean, Bayern Munich got plenty of players that can do us a lot of damage.
Yeah, definitely.
Last few years, we've been out of the game, or the leg, after the first leg, haven't we? We've sort of been too far behind to come back. So if we can get away with a 2-1, 3-2 defeat, I'd take that.
Yeah, well, even a draw
obviously be great, but but we've got to score. So I would go for an attacking formation and try and score the goals.
Definitely.
Not to worry too much about defending.
Definitely, my preferred front three would be Walcott, Alexis, and Welbeck with Ozil behind. What would you do? Would you go with that, or would you go in Perez? Or
No. I think Perez has got an injury at the moment.
Has he?
Various rumours he's got a bit of a knock, but not too sure. But yeah, I mean, I'd definitely go with Sanchez up front, Walcott, Welbeck, Ozil, and I'd keep Ox in midfield.
Yeah, same here.
Give us a bit of pace in midfield. He's probably been our best player midfield-wise in the last 3 or 4 games.
Absolutely.
And I'd probably bring Xhaka back in because I think Coquelin's been a little bit off the pace. Bring Xhaka back in, and then basically the same back four as we had against Hull.
Yeah.
And Ospina in goal, obviously.
Oh yeah, with this Ospina situation, of course he's done great lately, and he's played in all the Champions League games so far, and he's done very well. So, would you actually put him in goal, or do you think we need to go for stronger Petr Cech? What do you think about that?
He hasn't lost a game in the Champions League, so it'd be a bit unfair to take him out, and I don't see any reason. Cech has not really, for me, covered himself in glory too much in the last few games. Keep Ospina, no reason not to. So I'd definitely start with Ospina in goal.
Yeah, definitely. What about at left back? Would you keep Kieran Gibbs in the side? Would you bring back Nacho Murillo? What would you do there?
I think we need to keep Gibbs because I think the Bayern have got a couple of pacey right-hand side players, haven't they? A couple of wingers.
Yeah, definitely.
Keep Gibbs in there for the pace.
Yeah.
And Welbeck's also very good at that. Welbeck's very good at defending as well. So him on the left-hand side to help would be good.
Yeah, definitely, because of course we have to look at the opposition. Obviously, Bayern Munich have got Müller, Robin, and Douglas Costa on the wings that could cause us problems, and Kieran Gibbs will be the one to deal with it well. Well, Nacho Monreal we saw against PSG got completely outdone on that side when Aurier went past him in the first few minutes, and that reminds me, because obviously that led to a goal. When we concede, I just think it's really important the team keeps their heads up, because they need to know that they're not out the tie, because if we let our heads drop, then it could be in for a long night. Do you agree with me there?
Yeah, definitely. We can't afford to concede early, and as I say, we've got to make them worry about us. I think we've got attacking players that can do them damage. They're not great defensive. And worry about us. We're looking at the Barcelona game, PSG tonight. PSG aren't worrying about defending. They're just taking the ball off Barcelona and attacking.
Yeah.
Why couldn't we do the same?
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, Bayern Munich have got a couple of key names missing on Boateng and Ribéry. So obviously Boateng is a huge miss for them at the back, but they do still have the likes of Hummels and Javi Martinez who are very good at the back, and of course Manuel Neuer. So also, do you think in this game it's very important we're clinical in front of goal and we don't waste our opportunities? Do you think it's very important?
Yeah, definitely. I think we have been very wasteful in recent games, and that's cost us off goals whereby tight, and if we don't take our chances, that anybody can score these days. So I think we're not going to get loads of chances against Bayern Munich, so the ones we do get, we've just got to take them.
Yeah, absolutely. And now this is a topic that's been on everyone's mouth lately, Mesut Ozil. Now, as everyone knows, I'm one of his biggest fans, but we have to say that he hasn't been performing, and some people were considering dropping him for this, and I certainly wouldn't, and some people considering playing him. Now, do you think that this is a game where he has to turn up? Has to turn up and do what he can do?
I definitely don't think he's been at his best in the last few games, but I think this is the one game, because he can unlock them, can't he? He's the one man that can actually find that ball. And it's Germany, it's his own country. I think he'll want to shine and do well. I mean, no doubt about it.
Yeah, definitely, of course. And when we played Bayern Munich in the past, I remember when they beat us 2-0 at the Emirates, which that game I actually thought we started off really well until Szczesny got the red cards. And then since then we were just no way back in it, and they took full advantage of that. And then a couple of years later when we played them at the Emirates, when we beat them 2-0, I thought tactically we stepped up brilliantly and we set up fantastic. Petr Cech had one of his outstanding games for us, and Mesut Ozil that game actually turned up with the good. So obviously this just proves that we can beat them. Do you think we have to play similar like that? Concede a lot of possession, tight at the back, and then hit them on the break. Is that the way you think we can beat them?
I think, as I said before, we can beat any team on our day if our players play to their. That's why it make it supporting Arsenal can be very frustrating, because we all know how they can play if they all play. Yeah. And if they don't play to that potential, you just think why. So I think if they can actually mentally it's about them that they can do it and play to their potential, then we're more than capable of beating Bayern Munich. I would think a draw would be our worst result. I think, they can beat us obviously, but I think we can beat them as easy as they can beat us. So why not? Why not be attacking minded than defensive minded?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely, absolutely. Of course, it's very important we hit them on the counter attack with pace. And also, a thing that Arsenal haven't been doing lately is starting off quickly. So, again, do you think it's important we start off very quickly in that first set from minute 1 and just play for the 90 minutes instead of just 45?
definitely. Because again, against Bayern Munich, if we start slowly, they'll take advantage of that. They've got the players to take advantage of that. And if we give them the upper hand, then we're going to be up against it. And we can't afford to start in the second half when we're 2 or 3-0 down. Again, we're sort of struggling to stay in the time. And it could be all over in the first half if we don't start properly.
Yeah.
In the dressing room. To get them fired up, he's got to do that. And that's what he gets paid the 8 million a year for, is to get the team ready to start from minute 1.
Absolutely. And he'll be back on the touchline for this game after a bit of a ban from the touchline. So do you also think he has to take some responsibility as well? Because, of course, he picks the team and has to set up his tactics, of course. Do you think he has to be up on that touchline, actually motivating his players, and just sitting there and just complaining at officials? Do you think he needs to take responsibility of some of that as well if we're going to beat them?
Absolutely, but he's been there 20 years. We've not really seen him do that. That's not in his character to do that. He tends to, and then watches them play, doesn't he? He doesn't fight them from minute 1. Scored again.
Oh, you serious? Is it 4-0?
It's 4-0 now.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
Sorry, I've got sidetracked.
Oh, no, of course.
Yeah, I mean, obviously. He's got to set the team up. He sets the tactics. He picks the players. Game, and I don't know. Has Iwobi on the left. He has Xhaka and Coquelin in midfield. He's basically already setting himself up from a defensive point of view, isn't he? On central, and he goes with well. But he's sending out a message to Bayern that we're going to have a go and change the way they play. Because then they've got to think about what we're going to be doing rather than what they're doing. To a degree. Yeah,
definitely. And also, of course, as many people have said, we've seen much better Bayern Munich teams than the one we've currently got now, particularly Pep Guardiola's team when we beat them 2-0 at the Allianz. So, and obviously they're doing well at the moment. Of course, they're top of the Bundesliga, but they're not doing as well as they have been doing in recent years, and they're not really playing that well. So do you think that this is now or never that we're going to beat them? Do you think if there's a time to do it, it's now?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they've only actually lost 1 game in the league, haven't they? They've lost 2, which is why they finished second in their group. Which obviously we won our group, and then in a cruel fate, if we'd have come second, we'd have had potentially an easier time next round. But we won our group, which is what we wanted to do. Yeah. Bayern Munich didn't win their group, so they've not really set the competition alight. So why not?
Yeah, definitely.
We've got to believe we can do it. We've got to believe we can do it.
Of course, absolutely. Who did Bayern Munich finish behind? Was it Atletico Madrid? I think it was.
I believe it was. Yeah. But at the end of the day, with Champions League, you want to get into the top 2. I mean, we've got to get out of the 16. First time in a few years. This is as good as opportunities. Yes. We had an easier tie a couple of years ago in Monaco. And
we were totally complacent.
Yeah, so again, we lost the first leg, 3-1, didn't we?
Yeah.
We couldn't come back. So I think with this game, so long as we can get into the game and we can score 1 or 2, then if Bayern Munich win 3-2, then we'll take that. Take 2 away goals back to the Emirates. I'll take that.
Yeah, definitely. And I also think it's so important, as I've just mentioned, that we don't have any passengers. So, and definitely includes people like Mesut Ozil. And well, if we're going with a pacey counter-attacking game, then buying up, then I don't think we'll have any passengers. But obviously, he could start the likes of Giroud, who is a good option, but I probably wouldn't start him. But maybe do you think he'll be a good plan B to bring off on the bench, Giroud?
I think so. I mean, if you start with Welbeck and Alexis up front, and depending on how games going, and we need a bit more height minutes of the game, then we don't really know how fit Welbeck is. Obviously, he's not played that much, although he played a large part of the Southampton game. But other than that, he hasn't really played. So whether he's been protected from his injury, make sure he's sort of 100%. So start him but not finish the game. is he'll probably start with Iwobi. That's what I think he'll do. Not what I would do, but I think he'll start with Iwobi.
Yeah.
He's got that continuity of players, hasn't he?
Yeah, he does usually tend to do that. If Iwobi starts, I don't really feel this is his type of game, to be honest. But do you agree with me? Do you not think it's Iwobi's type of game?
Not really. I think if Welbeck was 100% fit, he would start without a shadow of doubt. But if there's any inkling that he's still not 100% fit, then he'll probably stick with Iwobi. And to be fair, Iwobi's not really done anything wrong, has he?
No, he hasn't.
His end product lacks a little bit. He's got a lot of ability, but sometimes, or that final attempt on goal is just not quite there as it is. His confidence to take on that last pass is not always quite there, is it?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think if Welbeck is 100% fit, then he starts.
Yeah, absolutely. Because
we're talking about.
Yeah, because Welbeck's the type of player, he needs minutes on the pitch because he hasn't played. Well, he played most of the Southampton game and did brilliantly. And he played when he came on against Chelsea and looked sharp when he came on. So I seriously think there's no reason for him not to be 100% ready for this. I seriously don't think there's any reason for it whatsoever. And
no, so it might just be a tactical decision, mine. It might just be a tactical if he thinks he'll get more from Iwobi on the right rather than Welbeck. But yeah, if he's 100% fit, I'd play Welbeck.
Yeah, definitely. And finally, Theo Walcott. Now, obviously against Southampton, he got that hat-trick, and since then, I just think he's got a bit lost. But to be honest with you, I didn't think it helped when Wenger took him out of the team against Watford. And then, of course, he struggled, and he didn't look that convincing against Chelsea, or he didn't look that convincing against Hull. So, do you think that this is a game where Theo Walcott can show what he's capable of doing? Because obviously we saw it earlier this season and we've seen it from time to time. But do you think that this is another chance for Theo Walcott to really get at them and go with his pace? What do you think about it there? Because obviously we want him to start.
I think on form is a very, very dangerous player, and I think the way we play he can get on the end of things. Obviously, Alexis will come a little bit deeper, and obviously that will create space for Walcott to get into. So, and if Lucas is not available or is not selected, then I think I'd want to keep Ox in the central of the midfield. So that really just leaves you with Walcott playing on the right, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I wouldn't swap with Iwobi and put him on the right.
No.
So, we're a bit limited on opportunity on options really. So I think Walcott has to start.
Yeah, definitely.
And he's got to show us again that he's got to deliver.
Absolutely.
He's got to deliver.
Absolutely, and I feel this is the game where all our players have to deliver. And just before we wrap it up, can we get a score prediction from you? What do you seriously think will happen tomorrow? Do you think we'll do all right? Do you think we'll do well, or do you think we'll do our usual? What do you think will happen?
Oh God, I don't know. I will go for a 2-1 Bayern Munich.
Is that what you think? Yeah.
But my heart will say a draw.
Yeah, I'm going with a hopeful, optimistic 1-1. But of course, we want to try and go for the win. We don't want to just try and go for the draw or just try. Yeah. All right. So
I normally get it 100% wrong. So if I go for a win, we normally lose. I think for a loss, then we'll probably win. So that'll do.
You'll never ever see me on this channel predict an Arsenal defeat. You'll never ever. Never.
Fair enough.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Stephen, for coming on, and that's been a video of mine. Let's hope tomorrow that we can do the business, and seriously, and also all Gooners who are going out there, get behind the team. We can do this. Show your support. And that's been another video of mine. Of course, please give it a like if you enjoyed the video, and I'll be speaking to you very soon. And get behind the boys. Come on, you Reds.